Hey boys, and welcome back to another Bleach video, and today we have another episode of Reasons to Resurrect, where we go over the new resurrectable characters and say whether they got a good upgrade or not. Not actually giving you reasons to resurrect, despite that being the title. Just so some of you lads know, every time I upload a video like this, I have people saying, why would you not resurrect characters? I'm not actually giving a reason, right? You should be doing it anyway. This is mainly just for me to talk about the characters and say if they got a good upgrade or not. That being said, in today's episode, we have the 13 squad summons Lieutenant banner. Now, this banner was actually kind of exciting when it did first come out, which if you don't know when it came out March 17th of 2017, so a couple years back, right? It's been a long time since this banner came out. Now, this banner did feature Yacht, Nemu, and now all appearing in Bleach Brave Souls for the first time. So that was kind of exciting. Now, I remember actually pulling on this banner. Now, if you don't know how it worked, because these banners are kind of a thing in the past, and I'm glad of that, it was a 3% banner. If you got a 5-star, it was going to be one of the 3 because those were the only 3 characters in the banner. Now, if you get lucky, this will be a good banner. However, for the majority, I think we almost always got shafted on this. At least for me. This banner right here contributes to why I hate 3% raise. I had to spend around 3,000 dollars before I got my first 5-star character, and that was Nemu. So I really didn't like this banner, but I went in because I wanted all 3 of them. I considered all 3 of them somewhat waifus. Actually, I could get in trouble for that. Nah, but like, I wanted Nemu, and I was lucky enough to get Nemu. I actually poured her at McDonald's. My friend did it. Shout out to Chris. He was the one that did the pour, and I finally got it. So that was blessed. The other banner, the 3% banner that I hate, was also the Zanpakuto banner with Kata and Kyokotsu. I spent around 4k orbs and didn't get a single character. So this banner right here and that Zanpakuto banner are the 2 reasons I hate 3%. And every time I see a 3% banner, even in 2020, I have PTSD of these 2 banners. But yeah, if you guys also have any backstories or memories of this banner, did you pull in it when it first came out? Let me know in the comments below. That being said, let's get into these new resurrections. Alright, so the first character we talk about today is the Yacht. Now, this character is somewhat weird, and by that I mean the way she plays, and the way Kata built her is kind of off, right? They don't normally do this, and by that, and I totally forgot she even played like this, is the fact that, as you can see from her stats, as a resurrectable character, she has 751 attack. She also has a no attack damage soul trait, however, she has Frenzy in her skills. It's very weird. I'm not sure why K-Lab did this. Now, they have done that in the past before with characters that were started out as a NAD character, and then when they did receive their 6-star, they got Frenzy, so they kind of became a hybrid or a strong attack character. This Yacht, came out as a 6-star on release and had Frenzy, even though she was a no attack damage based character. It's very weird. I guess the go-to build would be like a hybrid build. I think that would work the most. It's really weird. So for the build I did use in this video, I did go over hybrid. But that being said, let's talk about her skills prior to resurrecting, and that was as follows: Bruiser plus 20%, Confounding Spirit, Devastation plus 40, Frenzy, Havoc plus 20, Long Reach plus 15, and Sprinter plus 1. Now, if you don't know what Confounding Spirit is as a skill, it's a very rare skill. It's not even that good, to be fair. We don't really get it nowadays, and for good reason. It basically adds confusion to our special move damage. That's basically it. So if you already have confusion on your special move, then you don't need this skill. So I guess it's basically a skill of the past. We don't really get it nowadays, but it's okay. So moving on to a resurrectable version, this is now her following skills: Bruiser plus 40%, Confounding Spirit, Devastation plus 40, Frenzy, Havoc plus 20%, Long Reach plus 20%, and Sprinter plus 1. So what this means is that she did receive a 20% increase on her Bruiser and also a 5% increase on her Long Reach. Again, further pushing her non-attack damage, right? So if you try to go an SP build prior to resurrecting, she's gonna play the exact same. And unfortunately for her, as a soul trait, she did receive Confusion Duration minus 55%. So we're going back to the bad soul traits, right? Really unfortunate. It would have been nice if she got a DR link or a recharge or a strong attack damage, some kind of hybrid build to kind of push what she kind of is, right? Because as you can see, she's got a decently high Bruiser, she's got Frenzy, but it's a really weird combo, and I feel like she definitely deserved to get recharge or strong attack damage to push the fact that she is kind of a weird hybrid. So as for the skill upgrade, it's okay. It definitely does make a somewhat different. Going into her strong attacks though, she did receive a small change, and that's the fact that her first strong attack is now a melee attack. So it plays the exact same, almost no difference, but the big difference, I guess, is the fact that it's no longer considered a range attack. So if you are going against an enemy that does have a melee guard, you can now use that first strong attack to break the guard and then use your NAD string, right? So it does make her a bit better. Another thing about this character, and the last thing to talk about, is the fact that her no-attack range also did see a small increase. And that's mainly because of the long reach that she did get. Now, normally when a character that we talk about, when they get resurrected, they receive a small upgrade on their no-attack string because every character's base no-attack string needs to get to 375 when they get resurrected. And if they have any long reach, it pushes up to like 400 and 450. Yachiru did kind of get the same treatment, but she still has a somewhat small radius on her no-attack, that being a 330 to a 330 to a 390. It's also only a 3 nad hit string. So it's basically worse than pretty much the new characters nowadays, which is a bit disappointing, right? Because all the new resurrectable characters are getting around 400 nad range, and it does make them a bit different to the new characters we're getting nowadays. Even those characters can't really compete, but it does make a difference having that extra range. It really does help them, and unfortunately with this Yacht, she didn't really get the biggest increase. She went from a 373 to a 390 on the last hit, which is a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. It definitely does make her a bit more playable. Unfortunately, the character, the way she's built, she's just really not that good anymore, right? Even with this resurrection, it makes her a bit better, but it wasn't enough. She definitely could have received a better upgrade, and that's the attitude. Now let's move on to the next character. Moving on to the now's the next character to go over. She is a hot sorry character with the hollow kill ability. Her original soul trait was 12% recharge, so there was some kind of hope that she could receive a good second soul trait. Unfortunately, with the resurrection, she got lacerate duration minus 55%. So it's not the best soul trait to get. Obviously, it's not good at all. However, I believe she is the first resurrectable character to get lacerate duration minus 55%. So I guess it's kind of a niche that needs to be filled. I don't think it's good, and unfortunately, it probably means we're going to start getting a bit more lacerate on other characters with different attributes just to fill it out a bit, maybe just make him a bit worse. But hey, it's whatever. This character herself isn't really too good as a Link, unfortunately. How about a character though? Is she good? Did she receive a good upgrade? Let's talk about it. So before resurrecting, she had the following skills: Berserker plus 30%, Blast Zone plus 20%, Bombardment, Bruiser plus 20, Sprinter plus 1, and Weakened Defense. Now before even going into a resurrection, I had some high hopes for this character because they did some good treatment with other characters. What they could have done and what they normally have done is remove the Berserker and then add Frenzy, or keep the Berserker and also add Frenzy. Unfortunately, with her resurrection, she didn't receive that. So with her resurrection, she now has the following skills: Berserker plus 70%, Blast Zone plus 20%, Bombardment, Bruiser plus 20, Sprinter plus 1, and Weaken Defense. So basically, the only change she got with her build is a 40% increase on her Berserker. Now that would seem a bit impressive. However, 70% Berserker is nowhere near as good as a just Frenzy skill alone. So I feel like it would have been a lot better if she did receive Frenzy. If she did, she would have played a lot better. She would have been killing enemies a lot faster. Unfortunately, with that 70% Berserker, it does make her a bit better. I will say that. You know, you definitely notice the difference, but it's not a big enough difference to make her even usable, which is a bit unfortunate. That's basically the only upgrade she got. Another thing similar to the Yacht, she did receive a small upgrade on her second strong attack. Prior to resurrecting, it was classed as a melee attack. Now it is a range attack, so she has less trouble guard breaking, which does make a somewhat big difference. As for her strong attacks, we really didn't see any kind of upgrade. All she really got was just a small damage buff and a bad soul trait. So this character's resurrection, it was a decent upgrade. I want to say decent. Soul trait was bad, and that's all there is to talk about. Unfortunately, not really going up with the standard they set with the last resurrection batch. Now let's talk about the last character who fortunately did receive a good upgrade, and that is obviously the Nemu. Moving on to Nemu. Nemu is a mind cyber character with the hollow kill ability. Now she's very fortunate to already have a quote-unquote bad first soul trait. So if you don't know what that is, it was poison duration minus 100%, which is better than normal, right? Because if she did receive, let's just say she had a 12% recharge, she probably would have gotten a, maybe she would have gotten poison resistance, and maybe that would have only been 55%. So she's kind of lucky to have 100% as her first soul trait, and then that means her second soul trait pretty much can't be bad. Anything but a status augment duration was going to be good. Unfortunately for her, she did receive a 10% upgrade, and this kind of gives me hope for Aaroniero. Maybe he's going to get strong attack damage or recharge, because he already has poison duration minus 55%, so it's only going to go up from there with Aaroniero, right? But that being said, going back to Nemu, her receiving that 10% recharge does definitely help a bit. It really does make a difference, that 10% recharge. Going into her character, however, she did have the following skills: Berserker plus 40%, Bruiser plus 30%, Devastation plus 20%, Havoc plus 15%, and Sprinter plus 1. Now with her resurrection, she now has the following skills: Berserker plus 20%, Bruiser plus 30, Devastation plus 40, Frenzy, Havoc plus 20%, and Sprinter plus 1. A very, as you can see from here, a very good upgrade, and this definitely keeps up with the standard they set with the last banner of honestly, like, skill-wise, she's kind of set. Now, the only bad thing that could hold her back is her strong attacks, and that's kind of fair. She did come out a few years back. But honestly, this upgrade is actually amazing. Getting a good second soul trait, also keeping the Berserker. They didn't throw away the Berserker. They did lower it down to 20% from 40, but they also did include Frenzy. So having Frenzy and Berserker, also getting that extra 20% on Devastation and that 5% on Havoc definitely makes her a lot better, and she's definitely the highlight of this banner. She definitely is way more playable now than before. Obviously, you're not really going to be playing her as much unless you're a massive Nemu fan, and that's fair. If you are, then you're eating, because she definitely did receive a good upgrade. Going into her attacks, however, she didn't see any kind of change. Obviously, she did get that extra 5% Havoc, which does make her strong attacks just a tad bit better. However, her normal attack string, her range, and all of her attacks are kind of smaller bit, right? Definitely way more playable. However, she doesn't really have any quote-unquote bad strong attacks. They're still decent. They're a bit slow, but I never really experienced any missing with this kind of attack. So I did really like this character. I did have some fun with her, trying to play with her for like 20 minutes or so. If you do for some reason transcend her, she might be decent in guild quests, right? I'm only saying that. I don't think anyone should do that unless you're a massive Nemu fan. But hey, she can paralyze, she does do damage, and she also does heal the teammates. So she can have some use. If for some reason you have her transcended but not another good character for mind, she's an option. She's an option. So that's basically the whole banner. The 13 Court Guard squads, Lieutenant Summons. Honestly speaking, they did get some good upgrades. Nemu definitely received a very, very good upgrade, keeping up to standard with the last banner. Nanao did receive a okay upgrade. It definitely makes her better, but I think they should have given her Frenzy. If she did receive that, she would have been a bit more playable. Obviously, she isn't too playable, but it definitely would have made her a tad bit more playable. And then Yachiru, she was just an oddball of a character that the upgrade she did get just makes her a bit better, I guess. But she was already a weird character to begin with, so I guess Kara didn't really know what to do with her. That being said, the next Resurrection batch is going to be the Fullbring banner featuring Byakuya, Tsukishima, and Yukio. I'm actually looking forward to that one, because these characters could receive good upgrades, and they might actually be a bit more playable, because these characters were starting to get into the period where characters are actually getting good strong attacks. If you are wondering when the Fullbring Ichigo banner is going to happen, obviously in 2 weeks time we're going to get the Tsukishima banner. 2 weeks after that we're going to get the other banner, who I forgot's in it, but the picture's on screen right now. And then 2 weeks after that, I believe at the end of September, I think, is when we're going to get the Fullbring Ichigo Resurrection, which is kind of exciting, lads. It's kind of exciting. I'm sure they're going to do him justice, and I hope so. I'm actually more so looking forward to Koga, because Koga doesn't have Frenzy, and if he does get Frenzy, he actually has some pretty good strong attacks, and that might make a big difference. So I'm looking forward to that. That being said, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about these Resurrections. Are you actually using the character? Did you find some enjoyment with them? Do you think they were a good upgrade? Let me know. We can start discussion. That being said, if you did make it to the end, shout out to you lads, and I'll see you lads in the next one. Peace.